So we're on the street talking about relationships in Bali.
Yeah, I think Balinese like a point of touchnya not in the personal, the family kayaknya.
I think people are just absent because they spend too much time with their device and not with actual people. I think that's true. Yeah, everyone's just so in love with their devices. People are not in love with people. Okay.
It's also like they just see the man as a provider.
Can we interview you about culture? Let's interview you about Balinese culture. Yeah.
It's like we have the Balinese culture. Sometimes it's how to call most to the men. Okay.
Machismo. Yeah. Maybe patriarchy. Yeah.
Like
Okay.
The bloodline should be like patriarchy.
It's true.
But the thing is that now most of the women in Bali, because the West, culture come to the.
Oh, really? They're more feminist. Yeah.
No, they took over.
Women empowerment. Yeah.
Is it like Balinese or Indonesian in general?
Balinese.
Hey, it's probably going to change now.
Maybe Indonesian. I'm not sure, but it's my personal experience.
Hey, I have an explanation for that. So here's my explanation. So have you noticed that Facebook or Meta and Google are going to the Department of Justice and they're getting broken up into smaller pieces right now?
Yeah.
What do you mean is that?
Yeah. So if you go and look at what the United States is doing, they have to separate because there's a law called antitrust.
Yeah.
So antitrust means that when you get too big as a company, okay? Here. All right.
You mean like Facebook, like Google?
Yeah. So when you get let me see if I can put this over here and then make a conversation. No, I'm not gonna drop it. I'm going to be able to.
No.
Does it look stable? You have to believe. Okay. Okay. All right.
I can give you some
Tips.
my personal perspective, but without
Sure.
my face.
Okay. So here's my perspective since we're talking about this on the street, right? Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Let it. Oh, imagine if it falls down.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna come down. Okay, we have to edit
I
this.
see it coming down. But
Edit. Have to edit this part out later. Okay.
It's cheap for you,
No. Losing a
That's
gimbal
how local people think,
to throw away.
No, everyone see the white people. They always think that the white people have a lot of money. That's how.
Kind of true though.
It's kind of true. Like available to build this complex? No.
No.
Yeah.
But they have the chance to make it. They have a land. They have the chance for it.
Hey, this is a new mindset. What's your name? Putu. Who has a new mindset? New mindset.
They do have a change. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking about I was discussing it with my friends from Russia.
Okay.
It's like.
Я по-русски.
Chut.
Чуть-чуть. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Я понимаю чуть-чуть. Yeah.
So is
Right.
that Bali, they have the land.
Yeah.
They have a lot of land.
Yeah.
They do.
They should have a land, because they're
They're local.
So they have land piece.
Okay.
So the government actually can support them,
Yes.
like to control at the same time.
Yes.
Like this area for we call it truco.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
So it's like the
Commercial.
shop,
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So
It's a
they
big
can,
segment. Yeah.
they can at the same time of they control the people what they can build in this area.
Yep.
They can also do how to call
Set regulations
That,
and
like-
zoning. Yeah.
like
Zoning.
and that at the
Yep.
same time.
Agreed.
They can give how to call
Go ahead. Yeah, you're not on camera.
Dab?
but Yeah.
how to call that credit, like a
They
credit.
can give credit to
Yeah,
people
because-
who are entrepreneurs. Yes.
In my personal opinions, the governments of this regency they have a lot of money.
Yes, they do.
They are rich.
They,
yeah.
they get
They're rich.
Yes.
They are.
they send it to other regency.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
don't know.
You know
yeah.
what the problem is? I think we've seen this also
Itu
as well.
untuk politik mah.
Yeah.
Biar
Here,
kepilih.
It's like,
whoever speaks, we'll pick up the microphone. Yeah, we'll try to get the second microphone. Okay, here, try to get the second microphone. So you're onto like a really interesting point, which is I think it's strategic planning. So the government, you have to remember, is also made up of the people, and the people are Balinese as well.
Yes.
But the hard thing is how do you get the people to actually want to understand how to change? And so our challenge has always been the same. Our challenge has been at the LPT level. LPT has actually excess money, but they don't know what to do with it.
LPD.
LPD, yeah, LPD, they have extra money, but they don't know what to do with it.
The point.
Yeah, resource but no vision.
I can be from the starting. Like
Sure.
what happened in Kuta?
Yeah,
It's like famous from I don't know since 1970 or something
Yes,
like
correct.
that.
Early, yeah.
So early. Everyone who come to Bali go to Kuta.
Correct.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
getting crowded,
Yeah.
getting expensive, and
Yeah.
everyone start to avoiding it.
correct.
Right? They start to go to like Seminyak or go to
This is my story.
Legians and
It's
everywhere. Like they start to avoiding it
Yeah.
because it's too crowded, too expensive, and hard to find something there
Correct, correct.
to live.
Yeah,
So people start to move more the north.
Correct.
Like to Umas, for example.
Correct.
And from they start also like the same. And they see in Canggu because I have a friend in Canggu. He has villas before, like
Yep.
2018, 2017,
not before the boom.
and it was like before the COVID.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The thing is, before the COVID, he has a villas with all rice field view, like
now
all
it's
the
gone.
green things, and it's 5 minutes only to the beach.
Right.
Like we can walk in 5 minutes to the beach.
But now?
And now he just invite me like, oh, come to my villas.
Nothing.
You know, it has the same view. He said like, oh, we have like other villas view. Like, you know, it's a sad thing for me, because for me, the governments, the Balinese people, or most of like all the all the people in Bali understand this. They can see actually the government.
Change.
Okay, the people move from Kuta to the north to
Right.
the west, so they can anticipate. They can anticipate the same problem in Kuta.
I have a solution to this. This is a pretty interesting solution, right? I think the solution is to watch the Bali Business Review,
That's true.
get history, and don't repeat the mistake of somebody else. Because I think the only thing worse, in one way it's good, because now there's more opportunities for other people, right? Because let's say, for example, I've seen this a lot in major industrial areas. The center gets more and more rich, and the outside doesn't get any benefit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true. Like
Jakarta,
in
Surabaya,
Indonesia,
London.
yeah.
Well, that's because there's no diversification, right? People just keep on going. But in Bali, for better or worse, it keeps on expanding outwards,
Yes,
right?
That's right.
But the problem is that do the new people actually learn from what the last
Have
person
learned.
made the mistake? So the mistake in Kuta was probably not thinking about urban planning.
Yeah.
Mistake in Seminyak was not thinking about urban planning.
Yes.
But they can predict it. Like they have in
To be
was the
able
same
to predict
problem.
it, yeah.
And now before people move to Canggu, they
Yeah.
can start to predict. Okay, so we have this problem. So you have a
That's-
planning for urban.
But this is also a very strange thing that happens in Indonesia. This is probably a higher level. One of the things we've noticed is that infrastructure that is promised is never delivered, and infrastructure that is
Yeah, that's-
infrastructure that's delivered
It's
is
more-
never announced.
Yes.
Because infrastructure that needs to be announced then changes the price of the land,
Yes.
and then you lose the opportunity to buy the land when it was cheap.
Yes.
So the constant thing we always see is that infrastructure that is actually going to be built, nobody talks about it. It just gets done,
Yes.
and then everyone who already got in and bought the land before it went
Mm.
up, they win. And the infrastructure that's
That's
going
true.
to be, let's say, never happen, like the North Bali Airport, that always gets announced, right?
It's
You
just
didn't
a
hear this
political,
shit.
you know.
I figured it out. You should watch my channel. I figured it out. I did the research. You know what it is? I think it's this, okay? It's because the guy who organizes it is a guy named Eric Tahir.
Yeah.
Eric Tahir owns one of the basketball teams in the United States.
Yes.
He's so rich, right? And he owns
Chelsea.
he
He was-
no, the 76ers so in the United
Ah,
States.
they own
yeah.
it. He owned it.
He owns a basketball team in the U.S.
I mean the football also. He was a president.
oh,
of
he might do, yeah, Eric
Is
Tahir.
he?
I think he's also, yeah.
Chelsea.
Okay. On top of that,
I cannot say that.
he has. Yeah, this is why when I talk about it, it doesn't go up. Yeah.
I said it because the fruit it was lost.
Here's the interesting. So Eric owns a lot of media companies in Indonesia, and whenever he runs the story about the North Bali Airport, it gets a lot of attention.
Yes.
So,
And-
so it's just there to sell ads.
The
That's
funny
true.
thing is that it's happened, like it's common secret that Balinese like lease the land, they get the big money,
Right.
and they just buy Harley, they just buy a car, which is not like okay if they use it for working. But the thing is, after the money is done, they just work in their land
Right.
as a worker.
Yeah.
Maybe some housekeeping, maybe some
Yeah. Surprising.
front or
Owner is
something like
actually
that.
doing the
You know,
lowest level job.
and
yeah.
sometimes these people, this guy or these families just have the story to these people who work there. Oh, you know, it was my own land.
But now a security guard on it. yeah?
10 years ago, it was my own land. But it's happened many times, you know.
Yeah, that's
the
true.
things, what I said before, the government can predict it. The government can help the Balinese people if they really care about it.
Well,
They
you
can-
use your vote next time. You tell people that this is what they should vote for and make a change. Yeah.
You know, the vote.
This is why you should go on public. So-
You know, that's what I was discussing with my friends,
Yeah.
like in private.
yeah.
The thing is
You
that
should come to our round table talk.
we can do it after.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Hey, we found a new guest for RTT. Okay.
So
go
the
ahead.
thing is that, as I said before, they can predict it.
Yeah.
They can predict where the tourism move. Like,
Yes. I can predict
it's
it
Like
just
go to
looking at
Canggu,
the map.
west, like more west, because everything is sucks and everything is like.
Hard to say, sir. Yeah.
And
for
before
sure.
before it, like once maybe they move to Seminyak or they move to us,
Yeah.
the government can predict it. Okay, they move to Canggu.
Yep.
So before they move it, we need to
create that.
prepare like you said, like
Zoning,
the urban,
yeah.
the urban plant, or maybe the infrastructure and the people. The people is really important because
Of course.
okay, if you have land, if you have a resource, but you
Yeah.
have dumb people, you have stupid people, this resource just
Wasted,
like
yeah.
waste. Like you know, in Indonesia we have
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
We have oil, nickel, gold, the biggest gold mine in the world.
Yeah.
We have
And what the thing is that American come and they take the gold.
Well,
And the
because they
thing is,
gave Indonesia independence from the Dutch.
The rent is already
Those are-
finished, but Jokowi like.
That was a trade. The trade.
Yeah, but the Taman is actually.
I have an explanation for the gold mine. So the gold mine was actually done by the Americans after Renville.
the,
So the
second,
Dutch.
the second president.
Second World War. Okay, Second World War.
It's after. It's
okay,
after.
yes. So Sukarno was displaced by Suharto, and then what happened was Suharto gained the actual appreciation of Americans because he purged all the communists. He killed like 1 million people in Indonesia and got rid of communism. And then the Americans were so impressed, the CIA was so impressed, they said, you know what? You can be trusted to keep communism out of Southeast Asia. And they told the Dutch to go back home to Europe and do the same in Europe and stop bothering the Indonesians because they could actually take care of themselves. And then the Dutch said, okay, because otherwise the Americans were not going to give them money to rebuild. So then they left. And then in return, the gold mine.
I was like, the thing is, for these people, I said to my friends, maybe the government can help. If they really care about the people, like the citizens, they can help the Canggu, like before it's happened. Okay, now it's happened. Let's just imagine it was before it happened. So the government can come to this village and they can like take the people who has the land.
We need people who are strong like yourself.
Maybe in future, but now.
We need people who are strong. We need people who are strong because
Strong and a vision,
And this government, this government can just come to this village,
Yeah.
take all people who has the land,
Right.
like who own the land there,
Right.
and tell them, like, for example, I'm not urban planner or something like this. I'm not developer. I don't know how to plan the infrastructure or something.
Correct.
But the thing is that, for example, they can make like, okay, bigger road.
Yep.
The government can pay for it, like
Right.
the rest of the land taken for the road.
Okay.
Make a bigger road.
Yeah.
Make this good sidewalk because
Okay.
the people can walk.
Right.
Make a good like bus or something in the planning.
Yeah.
And these people who has the land, all this road
Yeah.
access, they can build in the front, how to call the ruko.
Yeah,
Like,
they can build a setback and such.
and
You
in
need
the
to
end-
organize people because
And
people
yeah,
have
you can
to
just
pay.
like
Yeah.
they go to inside and they can build. Okay, until this end of the alley, you can build like these villas, and
Correct.
minimum size of these villas is this size.
Yeah,
So
I
you
would
can
agree.
control it.
I would agree. I
And
would agree.
the people will
Yeah.
come up with the question like, where we get the money
We
for
get
this?
the money from investing in the future, right?
Like
Yeah.
we don't have money, we just have a land. Where
Right.
we get the money for building?
You invite people to come in and
And
build
where we can know how to build it
Right.
because we don't have the knowledge, right? And you can invite the people.
What's the Bali bid
That's
review?
true. And you can invite the people like who know about the developer,
Yeah.
who know about the like urban planning,
Okay.
to teach these guys.
Watch my channel.
Or yes, watch your. But it's like not the short.
Oh, I know. I know.
Like your channel can be like the second option. Like
of course, not primary. Yeah.
Because
But it
the
takes-
government need to take it. And
Government's the people. The people need to change their mind about how they spend their time, how they spend their money.
In the same time, our people also like you are rare. Like even like
we can change.
Yeah, we need
Like-
to empower people.
like-
Like, we
like,
need to give him to actually invest.
yeah, that's the thing. Like in politics, like
He needs to
it's
go
not
on,
like in the-
on the screen.
not like in the
After
company,
I can
smart
do it.
people like recognize that you're smart. In the politics, no, like I'm in charge, even though I'm dumb. Like the right
That is
people
true.
is just
It's a long
stay-
history, long history,
Yeah,
long
it's-
history,
it's
long
like-
history, long history.
It's like not the truth of the power, the for the good for the people. It's just like who is in power, even they're dumb.
And it is a business.
And the thing is not done yet. So my story is just like okay, after they teach these people how to do it, after they regulate all the things, they can also give the debt.
Yeah, the credit,
Credit,
credit, yeah. The
Because
nicer
the
way to say
government,
debt.
the government is like have a lot of money.
Yes,
so they
they
can
do.
give like, for example, okay, this is the money for your families to build these things,
Invest, yeah.
and we will control this builder. Like, okay, how the progress. So you don't need to waste your money to anything else or buy something.
Yeah,
Like, okay,
know.
you build it, and you can after they have a villas.
I will vote you in for governor of Bali.
You
I'll
can
vote for
you can
yeah.
teach
You have a
during
good
this period who build it, they
Yeah.
can teach the people how to running it,
I agree. I agree.
or they can use the people who can running it,
I
or
agree.
they can rent it long term.
I agree. I
And
agree.
after they get
Yeah.
the payment every
Yeah.
month, they can just give back this money to
Pay
the
attention to
government.
this guy. He's going to.
Right.
Yeah.
The government have the money back,
We agree. We agree with you 100%.
so you don't
We
need
agree
to
100%.
work as
The laborer, yeah.
Yeah,
you
you
can
know,
import
like-
people from
Jadi-
Java.
you can be the owner. Why?
I
You
think
can own the business in your land. You can own the business in your islands. What the
this
fuck?
is
This
a
guy
hard thing. This is a hard thing because I noticed that not a lot of people want to actually be owners. We're owners, right? Being owners is hard. It's unpopular.
See, which one is harder? You become the labor and pay 3 million rupiah a month, then
Right.
you become the owner. In your land, in your island. And after you will after you get the labor, like you
Yeah.
become the labor, okay, housekeeping. 3.5 million. And
kind of
you
hard,
will
yeah.
complain about it,
I think
Yeah,
that one
true.
you can be on the thing because that is so good.
Get
wanna
him on the
be-
short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be an owner. Yeah.
You wanna get paid too good to be true.
I get,
yeah.
I get paid enough. So.
Okay. All right. It's okay. It's okay.
I'm in a good company,
Okay.
so-
Yeah.